Good evening, everyone. Our mayor is a little late, but I'm sure he'll be here in just a while. But let's begin. Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority, regular meeting agenda for Wednesday, March 6th, 2019, at approximate, someone help me, I can't see this far. 5:40?
5:41.
5:41. Okay. Call to order, please. Roll call. Here he comes.
Here.
Mayor Pacheco,
Here.
Mayor Protem Hodge,
Here.
Councilmember Romero,
Here.
Councilmember Arreola Fernandez,
Here.
Councilmember Risen.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Anyone for, wishing to speak to the council?
No, sir.
Okay. We'll adjourn to closed session then. We're going to call to order this meeting of the city council. Call to order, roll call, please.
Mayor Pacheco,
Here.
Mayor Protem Hodge,
Here.
Councilmember Romero,
Here.
Councilmember Arreola Fernandez,
Here.
Councilmember Risen. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Figueroa, would you lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance? Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. Dale.
The City of Calexico is mission statement. Together.
Remain standing for invocation, and we have Pastor Isaías Martínez, sedes del Valle del Colorado.
So if you want to pray with me, just bow your heads. Lord, your word says that when the righteous is in authority, when the righteous rules, the people rejoice. But when the wicked is in authority, people suffer. So tonight, my prayer is very simple. Please allow these men and women who are in authority to rule with righteousness. Give them wisdom so that they can make decisions, wise decisions for the benefit of our people and our city. That they may be aware of the great responsibility that is upon their shoulders. And tonight I honor them and I ask for your blessing and your favor to be with them and with their families. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Any closed session announcement, Mr. Campos?
Thank you, Mayor. City Council went in closed session on 2 items. We did receive direction, but no reportable actions were taken. Thank you.
Thank you. The announcements? I'm sorry. Approval of the agenda we have today? Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Agenda is approved. Thank you.
These proceedings may be viewed on the City of Calexico website at www.calexico.ca.gov the Friday following the City Council meeting. Mayor Pacheco will have community hours to hear the concerns of the citizens the fourth Tuesday of the month from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at City Hall in the City Manager's Conference Room, 608 Heber Avenue, Calexico.
A presentation. Mr. Dale, we have swearing in of a ceremony of Calexico police officers promoted to the office of Sergeant. Chief.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable City Council, Mr. Mayor, and family members of our officers that are going to be promoted to sergeants. The City of Calexico Police Department has not promoted any sergeants since 2013. Under the leadership of our current past councils, it looks like the city is improving, our department is improving, and as a result of that, we had a sergeant's assessment exam center which lasted all day. I was not involved in it. Got a company to come in and help us administer it with the help of our human resource department. And we had professional law enforcement officers of the rank of lieutenant and above from out of the county, and 2 from in-county be our panelists. This test was done. It was very stressful for these men, and they came out 1, 2, and 3, and that's how I picked them. Out of all 9, I was told the panel was very impressed with the quality of candidates that we had, and it was very hard for them to rate them as they rated, and they rated high. So the people that are getting promoted today will be Officer Orozco. Armando Orozco, would you please step up? Armando's been with our department for a long time now. He's worked under me. Come up here, Armando. He was our investigator, very busy man, canine officer. He is a veteran. That's why he's wearing his ribbons today. He's a Navy veteran. The second one is Sean Acuna. Sean Acuna has been with our department for a while now. Prior to that, he was with the City of Imperial. Also, Sean is he's one of our mortar officers, and he's a great asset for our department too. I mean, a lot of experience in traffic, and I have fun with these guys. I run a very family-oriented department, so I get to know them very well. The next one is Manuel Ceja. Manuel Ceja came to us from the San Diego area, and also he worked under me when he worked investigations. I was the investigation sergeant at one point and lieutenant, and he also has contributed a lot to our department. These guys are exceptional officers, soon to be promoted to sergeant. Like I said, it's been since 2013 that we had sergeant's promotions, and I'm very happy, I'm ecstatic actually, that these guys were able to promote. We do have a list of officers waiting to promote if our budget, gets better and we can promote more sergeants. We'll probably promote more sergeants. But we do have high caliber officers in our city. So, Gabby, can you please do the honors?
I, Sean Acuna, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of California, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without anti-mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
No blood, Chief. No blood.
He's a veteran, he knows.
You've earned this. It's a new shirt.
Yeah, they're a little tough.
There you go. Bulletproof shirt. Actually, I think there's blood coming out. That's all right. Is HR here? Thank you, sir. Sean's wife is a former police officer, and she's going to pin him today. Awesome. I don't blame him. I've had my wife pin me too. Draw some blood. It's okay. You can get away with it. Nobody's watching. Nobody's looking.
She's not angry at you, is she?
There we go.
No.
And he said, been through a lot together. And we will be going through some good stuff too. Congratulations. Ladies and gents, my new sergeants. Lieutenant Serrano couldn't make it today because he's an instructor at Imperial Valley College, but he wanted me to tell you guys that he already has a list of collateral duties that these new sergeants are going to undertake. So for the family of your new sergeants, don't expect them home right after their 12-hour shifts. They're probably working 13-hour shifts. Mm-hmm. Sorry. For free, too.
Again, congratulations to our new sergeants. I know you have a lot of hard work ahead of you, and your leadership is really going to be counted on now that your sergeants and your experience and your expertise you're going to share with your fellow officers.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. We commend you for your leadership, your hard work, and dedication.
You know me, it's like a karaoke mic. I won't get off. So, just to remind you guys that, you know, I sat down with my sergeants right before the meeting, and actually told them they already knew my expectations, but I wanted to make sure they heard it again at the same time, so no one can say I never told them. But our expectations for my department, while I continue as your chief, is I put community first, then the city of Calexico, the city of the entity, my department, and then my employees. And my employees come before me. And you can ask the officers up there that since last year they have been wanting me to do certain things, but I put them first. I wanted them to secure their jobs first. Last year at this time, we were at the brink of losing our department, and we fought hard together with the officers and myself to try to save it, and so far it looks like we're doing well. So it was a team effort, and that's how I run my department. My employees come before me. I am not going to do something before thinking of them first. You know, I've already done my 28 years with the department, and God knows how long I'm going to be there, but they come first. The city of Calexico comes first. My community comes first. They're the ones. Community, city of Calexico, my department, my officers, then me. Okay, that's how I think. And if you guys don't think so, you guys can go and talk to me at any time, and we'll sit down. We can talk about policing and how my family here is run. One of the things that I did mention to these guys is that I spend 33% of my life is going to be spent with them. I spend more time with these guys than I do with my family. So they are my family. So thank you very much for joining us for this.
Thank you very much, Chief.
Congratulations, Sergeants.
to the plate. They did back in '92. This year, senior citizens did it. And everybody's concerned about crime. People are able to watch, so you're concerned. And we're very glad because we're going to speak about a fair. They've been very helpful. We've done a fair to keep our neighbors aware, and we're going to speak about it. They've been very helpful. What I love about the new chief is we can engage in politics, and he respects us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Our second presentation is from the IV Small Business Development Center Services, and it's going to be a short report for us. Welcome again.
Well, good afternoon, Mayor, council members, city staff, and community. I would like to thank you all for giving me the opportunity of giving this presentation about the Small Business Development Center and our collaboration with City of Calexico. Past January 2018, we had a presentation about Business Hub program for City of Calexico in coordination with the Small Business Development Center. Tonight, I'm very excited to present a report of the progress that we have made. Also, I would like to take a moment to recognize City of Calexico leadership, staff, for all the support and all the assistance that they have provided to the organization that I represent. It's been a really great pleasure to work with you all. My name is Meredith Garcia. I'm the director with the Small Business Development Center here in the Valley. So I would like to start with the presentation. You may ask who we are. We are part of a network. We are part of the San Diego and Imperial Network. Also, we are represented by a host center here locally, Imperial Regional Alliance. And our mission is to help out business counseling and providing trainings with the objective of providing economic growth and supporting small businesses. Our services, like I mentioned, we're part of the San Diego and Imperial Network, and we provide access to confidential, no-cost business consulting and trainings. Also, our clients, they do have access to different resources in which, in connections with our nationwide program, we help out in marketing and industry research, in which our Texas Center help out with all the marketing tools, access to events and trainings from the network, tools and guidelines for their businesses, and access to capital assistance. This year in 2019, I'm very proud to announce that we do have the loan packaging program in coordination with the Finance Committee in San Diego. We're offering that service to our clientele right now. And also, I'm very proud of the team that we have formed here locally. I took over the Small Business Development Center in 2018, in which part of my role was to create a team to help out and provide more services to our valley. In our team of advisors, we do have like different expertise areas. We have marketing and social media, entrepreneurship. Also, we do have accounting and capital, finance, site selection, and also we do have internship in which we work with students to help out our services. This is the team. I'm very proud of the job that they are doing, and without them, I wouldn't be here. But now I want to present about the progress of what we have done. The Small Business Development Center, it's partially funded by the Small Business Administration and by the state of California. Basically, they provide a technical assistance budget, and we follow the goals and expectations established by the Small Business Administration. Last year, I'm proud to announce that we surpassed our goals. We are measured with the San Diego network, in which we are totally in compliance with the SBA and also providing the services that we have on the SBDC. For 2018, our overall goal, internal goal that I have for my team was to reach out 1,500 hours of consulting. Last year, we reached 2,031 hours of consulting hours. In 2017, was 638. What does this mean? We're projecting growth. We're helping out more businesses. As far as the industries that we're helping out, we do have food services, service establishments, professional and technical, and other industries. Those are the top three. But for City of Calexico, I did want to have a specific presentation for you tonight in which we're talking about the progress. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, we had a business hub program in which, in collaboration with the city staff and with our team, we have progress. Last year in 2018, we helped out 64 businesses in which they were represented by service establishments, food services, retail, and others. Those are the top 3. When we start working with a client, we have a client profile. Everything that we work with them, it's confidential, like I mentioned before, but we follow and we do an analysis of the business. If in the initial business status in which they are, if they are pre-venture, which is an entrepreneur, in business less than a year, or they are a startup business. For 2018, our economic impact for City of Calexico, we invested 509 hours in counseling. We help out with jobs supported for 421. New business startups, we had 3 for 2018, and our access to capital was 377,000. Also, we did have a special projects for City of Calexico. The coordination with the city staff and the leadership support us to start with the Santo Tomas Businesses Assistance Project, in which we supported with coordination with the U.S. Small Business Administration, City of Calexico, County of Imperial, and to provide all the assistance needed and supported with the Federal Disaster Declaration in 2018-2019. For these businesses, it was an effort for my team and for the organization that I represent, in which we provide not only the counseling services, also finance and special counseling for business recovery, and startup assistance for non-compliant businesses, in which we dedicated our efforts to give our counseling services to them, and also assisting businesses in loan application and packaging and access to capital. This is a goal that it's in progress. We're still working with clients and we're still assisting them in loan application in coordination with the Disaster and Loan Outreach Center that was based here in City of Calexico, and now they are assisting remote. And for partnership events, we have worked with different agencies. Calexico Neighborhood House Acción. Last year we had workshops about how to start a business, social media for business, tax seminar. Also, we had a business counseling pop-up event in which we have an outreach center for a day here locally in City Hall. And that was 2018. For 2019, an overall about which our strategy, this is our 3rd year as an organization or program, and we're focusing on operational efficiency, also getting in compliance with the lead center and helping us with integration with marketing, finance, and also creating more initiatives to support our clients, international trade, and the access to capital program that we have for 2019. For performance expectations, like I mentioned, in this chart, I know that we have a lot of information, but I want to show is that our network is growing. As of now, we have 8 centers in which we are collaborating, and then we have other resources in San Diego. Our expectations, even though they are based on demographics, we are in the same game as they are, and we're working together to have our numbers and help out more our small businesses here locally. And for 29 trainings, we do have the business startup. We have more collaboration with different agencies. We started with Imperial Valley College, providing an entrepreneurship and business planning training. Also working with CDTFA. We're working with Acción. We're working with other agencies to provide more information. One of my team of advisors, it's part also from the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, who's providing government contracting advising here locally, not only in San Diego. And to finish, I would like to thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. For 2019, we're still committed. We're here to help out, to help you reach your economic growth, and also to support all these small businesses and entrepreneurs. If you have any question or comment, please let me know, and thank you.
Ms. Garcia, most of your interns come from what population?
Well, I have interns that comes from Imperial Valley College and also from CETIS, from Mexicali.
And for them to be interested, they just need to give you a phone call or some?
Yes, normally, right now, we have one intern, but we do have an opening for a second internship in which we're working with different projects. My objective for them is to learn about the services that we provide, but also for them to have a project that they can add in their resume. Yes, one of the interns that we have right now, he's doing a great job in our social media, helping us with our goals in marketing and outreach. Our budget is limited, in which we do have to work with all the resources that we have, and they're just doing a great job to support our goals.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. You're
You're
doing
welcome.
a great job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Public comments, anybody else? We'll go to public comments.
This is the time for the public to address the city council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city council. The mayor will recognize you when you come to the microphone. Please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with slanderous or personal remarks. If the item you wish to comment on is a consent item, please comment now. The city council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to that item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the city council.
Anybody wish, any?
Brandy Calvan.
Let me fix this. I'm a little bit short. Good evening, honorable city council members and members of the community. I'm coming on behalf of Sure Helpline Crisis Center. Again, my name is Brandy Galvan, and I'm also a resident of here, Calexico. So I was happy to come and talk to you guys. We're coming primarily to invite you guys to our Sexual Assault Awareness Month events, which are coming in April. But before I do that, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit about the services in case you didn't know what we do. So Sure Helpline is located in El Centro, and we're Imperial County's only rape crisis center. So as the rape crisis center, a lot of our primary services are obviously for sexual assault, but other services include outreach and prevention services. The sexual assault intervention services primarily start when a victim is taken to the hospital, which is Pioneers Memorial Hospital. Us, as the advocates, we go over to be the support person for that victim to make sure that their rights aren't being violated. And we also offer our other intervention services, which are counseling, advocacy, and accompaniment. So anywhere that they will go to talk about their assault and they wish for us to be present, that's part of their rights. So another part of the services are, of course, the counseling services, which is upon the need of the victim. Our other programs have a lot to do with prevention. I actually just got a call today from a school here in Calexico that's wishing to get presentations on gender harassment, just to give you guys an example. We also offer the services with the schools for intervention. So if there's any severe sexual harassment, we work with the students as well. Another part of our outreach program is, like I mentioned, the schools and the senior apartments. A lot of them here in Calexico receive presentations on our services and other information as well. A lot of our services right now is expanding through PRIA services, which are servicing incarcerated and detained survivors in the facilities here in the Imperial County. But again, we just wanted to talk a little bit about the services where we welcome everybody to reach out. We also know that maybe you're not victimized, but maybe somebody you love is. So please be aware that the services are there to help you guys and to, of course, the honorable council members. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over. The next public comment will be my coworker talking more about the events. But thank you guys very much, and I hope that you guys found this useful. Thank you.
Monique Rogers.
So I'm gonna put the heel right here. Hello, good evening. My name is Monique Rogers, and I work for the Sure Helpline Crisis Center. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the events that we'll be having in April. April is our Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we have a few events that will be going on, and we would love to have the support of the community. Our first event is our gala, which will be April the 12th. It will be at Desert Trails, and this event is done to raise funds for victims of sexual assault and victims of crime. I know there's a lot of services out there for victims, but at times when we have a victim that goes to the hospital after long hours, you know, they need something to eat or they'll need some clothes because clothes need to stay behind for evidence. And this is how this money will come in to help buy the needs for the victims. A lot of times, victims need to go to a safe place, and shelters are overcrowded, and we want to make sure that they're somewhere safe. We want to make sure that they have a way to get around. So, like I said, every case is different and circumstances are different, and we would like to use this money for not only victims of sexual assault, but also victims of crime. We're looking for any type of sponsorship, just helping us by buying a table or tickets. It's a very nice event. We'll be having law enforcement model. Macy's will be lending the gowns, and El's Tuxedo will be lending the tuxedos for the men. And like I said, it's a very nice event just to bring awareness and also raise funds for our community members. Our second event is Denim Day. Denim Day is on April the 24th. There was a case in 1999 where a young girl was raped by her driving instructor. Of course, the man got convicted, but later on it went to the courts of appeals, arguing that the young woman was wearing tight jeans. Therefore, she had to help the man take her jeans off, giving consent for sexual intercourse. And of course, they made the headlines, and her jeans became a sign of awareness. So we're asking, as the Rape Crisis Center, for individuals, organizations, businesses to support us with this cause by wearing jeans on this day and just sending us a picture, and there is an email provided on the flyer, and just saying that the city of Calexico is supporting that cause, and we would just love to show the community the support that Denim Day is getting for that day. And last but not least, it's our Walk 'em on their shoes. That's why we see the red heel here. We need brave men that were willing to wear the heel. They are men's sizes, so we don't want no excuse. Just for example, if there's any takers, any models for right now, it is the 11 wide. We have wide foot, we got, whatever you need. We even got stilettos, so whatever you want to wear, you're more than welcome to come to our office. We have 100 pairs. We have up to size 15, so there is no excuse, okay? There is no excuse for the heel. We will be starting at the courthouse at, I believe, 5 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. And it says a mile. It's not a mile, even though it might feel like a mile. And we end at the at Times Square on Main Street. We'll be having other organizations that will be giving out information. We'll be giving out free food. We'll be having raffle tickets for the participants and people from the community that join us on that day. And we also will be having music, and it's just a fun way. And this is something that is done internationally. So at the same time, other cities, will be doing the march as well. A lot of people say, well, why the red heel? It just it helps us bring start the conversation about sexual assault and awareness in the community. And like I said, we've been reaching out to all the high schools. We've been reaching out to all our city council members throughout the city of our Imperial County, and we just want to see as much support there. And I hope we see our officers and see you guys there. Like I said, we have 100 pairs at the office. You're more than welcome to bring your own pair. The only thing that we do ask is don't get too comfortable and make sure you return the heels afterwards. That's all we ask. The dress, the tutus, that's up to you. So like I said, we just hope to see you all there. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us or ask us. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions or concerns. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karina Kulyacha.
Muy buenas noches, tardes a todos los presentes. Muy buenas tardes, señor Luis Pacheco y su consejo directivo. Mi nombre es Karina Kuljacha. Soy presidente de autifundación.org, Valle Imperial. Tengo 10 años residiendo aquí en la ciudad de Calexico y el motivo de esta presentación el día de hoy, de tomar un poco de su tiempo, es porque tenemos 2 años trabajando por hacer visible lo invisible, que ha sido casi imposible para nosotros, que es el autismo. El Valle Imperial cuenta con una población de 1.500 familias desde el 2017, es el último censo que tenemos por CELFA. 1.500 familias que reciben servicios de educación especial para niños con autismo dentro del espectro autismo. Somos una población de menos del 1.000.000 de habitantes y es un número, una cifra muy importante para el Valle Imperial tener una población de 1.500 personas con este síndrome. 1 de cada 64 niños, según las cifras de la ONU, nacen todos los días con la condición del espectro autismo. Es 1 de cada 45 varones y 1 de cada 68 mujeres. La incidencia es más alta en los hombres que en las mujeres. Calexico, la ciudad de Calexico, pues no tiene actividades a favor de la inclusión ni de las familias con autismo. Nosotros tenemos 2 años realizando lo que es el Día del Autismo, la proclamación, aquí con la ciudad, tanto en la ciudad como el departamento educativo. Hemos realizado también la proclamación del Día del Autismo para las escuelas, que incluyeran el Día del Autismo dentro del calendario escolar, que es el próximo 2 de abril, que la comunidad estudiantil vaya vestida de azul, y queremos seguir provocando más acciones para seguir haciendo más visible el tema y con ello prevenir lo que es el acoso escolar, lo que es el bullying y sobre todo la preparación y la formación de familias que estén preparadas para enfrentar esto en su casa. Es garantía de que estos chicos van a convivir con una sociedad más inclusiva y van a adaptarse a un mundo mejor. Nosotros este año quiero agradecer al señor Luis Pacheco por abrirnos las puertas de su oficina y de su consejo directivo que nos atendió el día de ayer muy amablemente. Ya hicimos la propuesta para lo que es el día de proclamación, que esperamos se nos sea aprobado. Y también hicimos la propuesta, como cada año, desde hace 2 años, de sumarnos a la campaña mundial de iluminar edificios de azules. El mundo entero se ilumina de azul y la ciudad de Calexico no se ilumina. Es esto una garantía de que estamos hablando de autismo, de que estamos promoviendo la inclusión, que estamos a favor de las familias que padecen autismo. Necesitamos mostrarle a las familias la solidaridad frente a este tema y necesitamos que las políticas públicas sean a favor de las familias con autismo. Estamos promoviendo que se ilumine de azul el edificio principal, que es esta casa. Estamos promoviendo, pidiéndole a ustedes como autoridad que nos apoyen con la iluminación de azul del Departamento de Policía y del Departamento de Bomberos. Que la comunidad de Calexico hable de autismo este próximo 2 de abril y que nos permitan llevar a cabo el acto de proclamación. También queremos hacer una feria, la feria de autismo. Queremos tener un día para hablar de autismo en la comunidad y presentar los servicios que hay de apoyo y que el gobierno presta a los ciudadanos y a la comunidad. Necesitamos hacer esa feria, obviamente necesitamos recursos. Nuestro organismo es un organismo no profit constituido desde hace 2 años y pues necesitamos apoyo para poder realizar estas acciones en conjunto, que la comunidad sepa que el gobierno trabaja en beneficio también de estos temas que nos duelen a todos. Todos tenemos cerca de la familia o cerca del vecindario una persona que tiene problemas, que enfrenta problemas dentro del espectro autismo. Necesitamos acercarnos más a las familias y mostrar ese apoyo, esa solidaridad en esta fecha tan importante que es para el mundo, el 2 de abril.
Bueno, gracias.
Muchas gracias.
André, gracias.
We need, Mr. Dale, we need to make that date and we make a proclamation. And I know you've already, you're two days ahead of me on that one. Está bien.
Muchas gracias.
Javier González.
Primeramente voy a hablar de otro tema, primero lo voy a hacer en español porque está la señorita aquí. La ciudad de Calexico, mi nombre es Javier González, honorable alcalde, miembros del concilio, miembros del staff y del público. Vamos a celebrar otra vez el Día Mundial del World Down Syndrome Day. Ya lo hemos hecho 3 veces, 2. Este año, lamentablemente, no vamos a hacerlo tan grande. No ha respondido la gente. Es privado esto, pero Eri, si no ustedes, fue el alcalde honorario de la ciudad. El primer año, el segundo año fue el superintendente honorable. Quiere ser el honorable chief of police. Pero lamentablemente, varias cosas, no tenemos mucha motivación y la gente mucho no apoyó, pero le estamos pidiendo a la ciudad que nos ayude con un proclamation. La escuela, los niños de la escuela le van a bailar a Eri, como siempre le bailan, y no nomás está Eri, están muchos niños de World Down Syndrome, y le van a bailar, como siempre, lo vamos a llevar comida, va a ir a la Port Aventure, donde trabajaba, porque ahí trabajan muchos niños, lo mismo que hemos hecho, ¿verdad? No estamos pidiendo dinero, estamos pidiendo más una proclamación del alcalde, como lo hicieron ya 2 años seguiditos, y aquí le voy a pasar ya lo hemos hecho, y yo le mando todo a Gaby, y ya listo. Esto es el 21 de marzo y tienen junta el 21 ¿por qué? De marzo. 321 es el 21 cromosomas se quebran en 3 partes y es lo que causa el World Down Syndrome. Ahora hay actividades que también nadie respondió. Se usan calcetines de colores porque si usted mira los cromosomas cuando se quiebran parecen calcetines. Entonces mucha gente para apoyar ese día usa calcetines de colores, las estudiantes de la escuela, todas las cheerleaders llevan como calcetincitos de la escuela y todo, y es para promover el World Down Syndrome Day. Les agradecemos. Si me voy a pasar poquito, el segundo evento es nos apoya la policía, el primero era Health and Safety Event, ahora es en celebración del Día Mundial del Planeta y del Árbol, con una feria de Earth, Health, Safety and Environment. Ya, tampoco venimos a pedir dinero, les vamos a pedir una proclamación, aquí viene todo el paquete, una proclamación, la policía y los bomberos nos ayudan porque llega McGrath en helicóptero con Sparky, viene para los niños, vamos a tener otra vez el Kids Boxing Against Crime. El año pasado tuvimos 32 agencias, el antepasado que Rosie, aquí enfrente se juntó un gran equipo de Mexicali también, vino un poco, pero esperamos más de 40 agencias. ¿Verdad? Queremos el alcalde que esté ahí presente. Como le digo, aquí viene todo el paquete en la última junta, que les incluimos el budget, que no le pedimos dinero a ustedes. El primero lo pagaron los vecinos de nosotros. Viene el budget todo, pero en nuestra junta están abiertas para todos. No hay comité ni nada. El chairman lo tenemos al presidente Bieber de la comisión, porque él se paró aquí y dijo que quería trabajar. Lo pusimos a trabajar, ¿verdad, señor Bieber? Pero queremos que estén ahí. El año pasado estuvo lleno y lo que nos dio tristeza es que muchos niños no sabían quién era Sparky ni McGrath, ¿me entiendes? Y qué bueno lo que dijo el chief ahorita, cuando estuvieron bajos, pues nosotros en nuestras casas, no somos perfectos, ¿verdad? Pero ¿a quién le gusta que le roben? A nadie. Entonces, ahí con los vecinos que ya todos son mayores, que pusieran las luces, todo, lo que sí nos da tristeza es que varios de los complejos ahí no sirven las cámaras, ni de las rock y todo. Entonces, nomás queremos agradecer que nos apoyen, en el paquete viene todo, como le digo, ya Gaby ya lo ha hecho, viene el proclamation, se lo mandamos listo. Y este va a ser para otra junta. Este sería la primera junta de abril. Y como le digo, Mayor viene, para si puede estar en el evento. Y aquí dice lo que pedimos, el boxing ring, si lo tienen, por favor. Y después del evento, ya van 2 años que el alcalde da Mayor's Award a los que ayudan. Y esta es la oficina del senador Hueso, la oficina del asambleísta, el county sheriff, county probation, todos están ahí. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Mr. Kim?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and council members and city staffs. And I saw today a lot of good presentation. It looks like we have a lot of good package. But city of Calexico, a lot of package well wrapped, but when you peel up, it's very dirty inside. A lot of things is not as packed. For example, IBDC today showing helping a lot of small business. What city of Calexico does? They bring the big business to squeeze the small business. They have a lot of small business being hurt by the cities, and they are reducing business. They have to close down, and now city sued Santo Tomas to close down the business. So what the federal, state, or whoever is to try to help us to the small business to survive here? How? Because City of Calexico, they don't want the small business. They want a big guys, a big business, or they can bragging, or Grand Plaza costs us $700,000 every year. We have to pay for their money. And we didn't collect the impact fees, and we didn't collect the money for the gun club land. A lot of things we didn't get free things. They're squeezing the small business to surviving here. If they're losing their business, they have to go look for probably they might have to go to the welfares, or they might have to looking for the job. Here, Calexico, Imperial Valley, no jobs in here. They only have jobs. Instead of they not have the jobs, they open the small booths to try to pick up the dollars to support the families. And City of Calexico is using the lawyers to squeeze them. The City of Calexico, no money, no budget. They have so much money for the lawyers. We're spending a lot of money for the lawyers, which is the money spending for the community, to squeezing the community, giving the hard time for the community. They call the safety. I'm very disappointed with the 5 council members when they have auditoriums, when they have about the hearing in the merchants, they're all saying the safety, 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 safety. What safety gonna need it if we die on the hunger? They have to have some limit, or they have to some the merit to arguing with them or implementing the safety for the people. But same time, they have to do their job. They have to be able to make the living for there. And China, over 5,000 years, it's all the governments rulers saying is the best rulers to leave them alone, leave the people alone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda Lara.
Buenas tardes, señores miembros del concilio, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Linda Lara, soy residente de Calexico y yo les vengo a solicitar que implementen por favor la ley AB 626, ya que vamos a ser beneficiados muchas familias de aquí de Calexico. Les pido por favor si la pueden agendar para la próxima reunión y nos tengan respuesta, ya que esta ley fue efectiva desde el 1 de enero y ya tuvo efecto en Los Ángeles y en la ciudad de San Diego. Y yo creo que pues vamos a ser beneficiados varias familias, ya que pues sabemos que hay un alto índice de desempleo y me gustaría que me tomaran en cuenta, por favor.
City Manager, has county already implemented AB 626?
I just, as a matter of fact, was in contact on this matter last week with the clerk of the board of the county, and that is something that they still have not taken action on.
Okay.
But it's something on our radar that actually the county public health department had a meeting with Mr. Dell and myself in the latter part of 2018 to prep for what would come if it gets implemented in the valley.
So once it gets implemented, we can implement it here at the municipal level and she'll be able to apply?
That would be something that would be brought to council for consideration and potential approval.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Moving on now with City Council comments.
I just want to give everybody a reminder, next week, we will, on Wednesday, March 13, from 5:30 to 7:30, AB 617 for air pollution and water quality control will be hosting its meeting at the ECRMC Community Education Center, which is located inside the Imperial Valley Mall, from 5:30 to 7:30. They do provide food and beverages. I know some of you get out right after work. I truly invite you to go. We are getting updates on New River, on quality control, on farm burning, and just to try to keep our air quality at its best and try to keep fixing our issue with our water contaminants. So I invite you all there to go. Thank you. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any comments?
I don't have anything.
No comments? Okay, none for me. Staff is, you want to go now?
Yeah, some residents have questioned what's going on at the Cordova Park, and I'm happy to report that we started grading for the baseball fields and the soccer fields. So that's what's happening over in Cordova Park. Yeah. That's all I have.
That's a good plus.
That's a great.
Yeah, I just want to follow up from our February 20th meeting. Last week, we officially submitted our Community Development Block Grant application to the state of California. If we recall, that would bring $2.3 million to enhance and improve the existing project for our fire station. In addition to that, I also want to raise that there are about $709,000 that will also be used towards the project from program income that the city accumulated over the years. So I just want to follow up and make sure that the council is aware that our application was accepted by the Housing and Community Development Agency in Sacramento.
Great.
Good news.
Very good.
Thank you. Okey-doke.
Okey-dokey. It's awfully quiet.
Alrighty. Consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda 5, 6, 7, 8, unless there's
Is there a
a
second?
comment on it.
Is there a second? All those in favor of accepting items 5, 6, 7, and 8?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed, thank you. Discussion and potential action items. Authorize the city manager to sign agreement of professional services with R3 Consulting Group, Inc. for the development of an RFP and RFQ for solid waste collection, hauling, and recycling.
I have a
We'll hear
speaker,
from-
sir. Speaker.
We have a speaker?
Mr. Kim?
Yeah, maybe. I'll probably do it.
What number? Yeah. It's, I have a very, unfortunately, City of Calexico, school district, the city council, or city government, we are hiring the people, they don't know do their job. So we have to hire consultant to hire consultant to help our staff. This is another example. Why we don't know how to make our own RFP? Why we have to hire the consulting? Even the financial advisor, even people without knowing, and then council keeps saying, oh, we need to have the financial director, so that's why we don't need a financial advisor. After they hire the new financial director, they hire the new financial advisor. Then financial director doesn't know how to do their job, or somebody want to spend more money. Any staff, our city governments, they have to know to do their jobs. Why we have to hire consultant help our staff? There's tax money there. Are you gonna do your own job, own business for that? You're gonna save the money to not to do it. And we don't know how to do the RFP job ourselves. We can benchmarking other cities. Other cities, we can get a copy from other cities. We can do same things. We just change the mini menus and can toss a little bit things to customize our cities. Why we have to spend money? And we don't have money to our safety officers and the people are safety and state. At the same time, the city council, oh, we need the safety, very important. So we spend money something a lot of fancy. We have a lot of high fancy positions with the high salaries, and they don't know how to do their job. Right ago, so Mr. Figueroa was saying it was called we submit the grant applications. Why we cannot do ourselves? We have to hire the grant writing. A lot of other cities, they do themselves. We need efficiency of our city governments to saving the tax dollar money. And city council members stating that all this money, we're gonna need it. But that money costs our citizens safety and citizens service. A lot of unhappy citizens. And you guys keep saying, oh, we don't have money, but you guys doesn't have hesitated to hire the consultant, doesn't have hesitate to spending all our lawyers in our budget. And we saying we don't have money, but we act like we are billionaire cities. We are wealthy cities doing it. And city staff only just litigating, so all the jobs to the consultant doing it. We should stop those things. We need to do in-house. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for item number 9 from the public?
I wanted to comment.
Let David talk first. Okay. Mr. Dale, you need to
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
go over this item and then city
Sure.
staff.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. As a result of now would be the prior council's direction, the city staff moved forward in the RFP process for the solid waste in the city. And as a result of that, we did some research. And as a result, we determined that the RFP was of such depth and complexity that it required an expert to do that. Also, in terms of that, it would present a more neutral third-party recommendations on the final result of the proposals. They do everything from write the proposal to to deliver the RFPs out to the public, and then also review the proposals and make recommendations to City Council. City of El Centro, who has twice as many employees as we do, and about the same population, went through this process in 2008, the same exact thing where they got a consultant to prepare this RFP for them because of the complexity, and also to show neutrality and that we don't favor one over the other and so forth. And that is the reason why we're asking council to look at this. I know we have Mr. Bob Douthit here. He can attest to the fact that this is something that is beyond the scope of a normal engineer or anybody else that we would have on staff to prepare, because of the complexity of the laws and so forth. And so that's why we're at this point. We went to proposals, as was stated, for a consultant to prepare a proposal or an RFP, and that is true. So I'd leave it at that. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
This just opens up the area for transparency.
Correct.
That it's out there to the public, and everybody gets an equal shot.
Correct.
To submit a proposal for this.
And we're looking at adding number of services to the trash service provider, and so that's why we think it'd be our best interest to go into proposals. But this being a new council, they may have a different direction, so we're open to your council.
Excellent. Mr. Hodge, did you have a comment?
Yes, please. There is a vital, stable, and positive history between the city of Calexico and our present trash services, Republic Services Waste. And I want that relationship to continue. Why fix something if it's not broken? I want this council to seriously consider terminating this resolution and extend our contract with Republic Services. The community benefits on many levels in continuing this partnership. Republic Services has a strong commitment to our community. They have, and they do now. Here in Calexico, they have supported many signature events. I believe Mayor Pacheco can attest to that during the Christmas parade and how they helped out. Also, they donate to worthy causes. Republic Services is willing to go to the extra miles for Calexico. Not only is it offering the city a comprehensive waste solution, but they're proposing the following additions to their scope of work for the city of Calexico. I like this very much. Monday through Friday, downtown alley cleanup at no cost to the city. Street sweeping services, and they're going to provide some more, bless you, sweeping services bi-weekly, and then 6 times per week for the downtown area. Solid waste enforcement fee. Franchise will pay an annual solid waste enforcement fee of $60,000 to assist the city in enforcing its solid waste ordinances, and there's been talk that that $60,000 could be used for another code enforcer. One area that must, and I'm almost done, that must be noted is their outstanding safety record. They provide consistent, great training. Republic Services as a whole has been proven to have about a 30% higher safety rate than other comparable companies. Their employees are union, which is a good thing for the working man and the community, because it's well known that when an individual or a family has makes more money, they have more money to spend, and they contribute to the economic welfare of their community. Their turnover is very low, and they have 22 employees working in their local operations that live here in the city of Calexico. And they have worked for Republic more than 10 years, so you have some very highly skilled and satisfied employees. This fact helps contribute to our economy and revenue stream, almost through. They represent Calexico very well, and they keep their promises. Finally, Republic Services is willing to sit down with the administration and have even further discussion in which the city might request additional services, and they're open to that. So we got a good thing going with Republic Services. Let's not lose it. Let's extend their contract. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, well, that's a personal comment on part of Mr. Hodge, but
Yes.
yeah. We need to vote on what we have present, and I think the wish of the council has always been to open this up and see what type of bids can come in and what they can offer and who is the best qualified and who's providing the best services for our city. It's the only way to do that is to become open, let the companies apply and provide an answer to our RFP. I think we need to go with this authorization for the city manager to sign the agreement with RP Consulting Group, Inc. to develop the RFP and the RFQ for solid waste collection, hauling, and recycling. Is there a motion to this? I make a motion that we accept this. Is there a second?
I think we need,
I'm sorry?
I think we need a little more time to really look at this. I just got it that Saturday. I think we should table it at this point.
You want to table it?
I'd like to table this at this point right now. What's the legality of it? Do we have to put it up for bid?
That's what we want to do. We want to write a proposal and open it up for bids, yes. We want to have a consultant come and look at our needs and meet with our people and come up with a nice package, and then we farm it out to those companies that want to apply for this.
Mr. Campos, what is the legality? Do we have to put it out to bid?
There's no
Mr.
state
Mayor?
requirement on requiring RFP for these type of services. Sometimes you do have provisions within your code that do provide it, but it's silent in Calexico, so you do have some discretion.
Well, you made a motion. You need a second.
I made a motion that we accept the proposal, have the city manager sign an agreement with R3 Consulting so they can develop an RFP, RFQ for our solid waste, our collection, hauling, and recycling. Is there a second to this motion?
I'll
please?
second that so we can vote.
Yes? Okay. It's been seconded. All those in favor of authorizing city manager to sign, say aye. Aye.
No.
Those opposed?
Nay.
No.
Okay. Well, this then dies for a lack of votes, so we move on. I don't know what is the direction. Mr. Dale, that you would like to take down? This didn't pass, so.
Unless we can take another motion. If I heard, there might be a will to continue the item to a subsequent meeting, we can take that motion if that's the will of the council.
Mr. Risen wants to table the item?
Okay.
I make a motion that we table it. A little more discussion on this.
I second.
Next meeting? All those in favor of tabling it and bringing it back next meeting?
Aye.
Aye.
So move.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Servin?
right now, I just thought position, I used to work with Valley Waste, okay.
That's all.
They're very good service in the company. If you guys want to change the company, that'll be a bad idea. Either way, if you change another company, the other company is not gonna give you the service to go recycling and Calexico. The other company is gonna charge you more money. If you stay with management, you don't have to go pay more money for the service. Me as an ex-employee from Wisdom, I'll stay with the same company right now. That's the best deal in my point of view. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Servin.
Just Honorable Mayor, staff.
Your address, please.
Yeah, I know. I believe that the motion should have been to continue, correct, Attorney, instead of table, so that it comes to the next agenda?
But yeah,
Just-
technically, but they did provide that they would bring it back at the next meeting, so.
Table for next
The intent was to bring it back for the next meeting, that's what we're gonna do, so, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a 3-2 vote, I think.
We're go- it's, item 9's been tabled for the next session, so we'll bring it back. Thank you, Mr. Campos. Item number 10. Any speakers for item number 10, Ms. Garcia?
Mr. Kim?
Mr. Kim?
It's again, I believe that we city manager specialty for our waters, and we still have to hire the consultants. And City of Calexico, we have to spend our money very conservative. But we are throwing the money, contracting out a lot of job, city employees' job. We're contracting out a lot. Why we should have a lot of city employees in there, sitting down with the high checks, high salaries? Mr. Dale was mentioning about the Central has double amount of the employees. You know how much is they spending more? Just $1 million more than us to have a double number of the employees. Very simple. Our city has wealthy for the administration, but poor for the community service. That's what we have. Why? Because we hire someone, probably they don't know how to do the job or whatever reason, they contracting out. That's why. So we throwing a lot of money. Sometimes we try to save the money, less employee, creating more overtime. So I don't know, I cannot say stupid or I cannot say some accusations, but what I know the number, they have a double size of the employee, we're spending only $1 million more than us. And they have a lot better service, we have a filthy services. Thank you.
The speakers for item number 10. Item 10, authorize the city manager to sign agreement of professional services with Lee and Rowe, Inc. for engineering services for wastewater treatment plant upgrading and expansion project. Mr. Dale.
First of all, I'd like just to mention that our general fund is somewhere in the 17 million, somewhere in there. The city of El Centro's general fund is 29 million, just to clarify. This is an item that we had talked extensively about when we were during our water rate change. We are trying to be proactive. These kind of projects take years to implement, and we started this project in 2017 on the planning portion of this. We came up with, through a consultant, 3 alternatives for the wastewater treatment plant expansion. The first alternative was somewhere in the range of 46 million. The second was 39 million, I believe, and the most efficient was 30 million, and we are looking at the $30 million project for obvious reasons. In this case, we are asking the City Council to approve as consultant. This is not an engineering project for just any old engineer. This is a very specialized. Wastewater treatment is very specialized. It takes a PhD in wastewater treatment to do these kind of designs, and so it's not something that we take lightly. We went out through a proposal process, or RFP process. We received 3 proposals from very qualified firms. We had a selection committee that composed of other cities just to make sure that it was transparent and that we weren't being favorable to any one particular firm. And the firm that was selected by the committee was Lee and Rowe. And we're asking to move forward on this project because it's starting now. It would be 3 years from now until the construction was completed. It would be completed, and we want to be ready so that when a lot of these proposed developments are going to come in, that we don't say, I'm sorry, no, we can't do that. We're going to say, yes, we're ready. We're open for business, and we're ready for you. And so we're asking the council to move forward.
Thank you. Any comments by City Council?
I'll make a motion to approve this, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
I second.
Second by, it's been seconded by Mr. Romero. All those in favor of accepting item number 10?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed, aye. Item 11, authorize, any speakers for item 11, Ms. Garcia? Yes.
Really? Good to see you, Mr. Kemp.
Good to see you again. Again, I understand they have some several portions or several reasons to we need to have a consultant. I am not saying everybody's Superman, but I really hesitate seeing our city of Calexico, especially these administrations, to contracting out so many things. So many contract out. And why then we need to have employees? That's my point. I'm not trying to humiliate any employees. I just want our city functioning better, spending right, and if our employees can handle, let's handle it. Or maybe little portions they need help, it's okay. But I seen like contracting out so many things. That's why I'm saying is our city looks like we have a very wealthy city. We can have high payrolls on employees, especially management, and we are contracting out so many things. If we have the high pays with their job abilities, different story. But we're paying a lot higher salaries, and we're contracting out so many things, and I don't see effort from our cities to try to saving money. I'm not saying it's you need to know all the details, but we have to do ourselves. Again, we need to save the money for the community and for the better service for the community, but I don't see it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dale, the consultant that is currently doing the work for us on this project is the Holt Group. They're already working for us. We're not going outside the realm of hiring somebody else as a consultant. This
Correct.
firm is working for us
Correct.
full-time. They're doing the work right now. So we're going to authorize city manager to sign amendment number 1 to the agreement of professional services with the Holt Group, Inc. for construction management and inspection services for Chavez Boulevard. Improvement project, federal project number HPLUL 5168017. Mr. Dale, could you tell us the reasoning behind and the added?
Well, first of all, I mean, I would be the first one to jump on additional employees if we can afford it. I mean, this particular project's grant funded, so it's a temporary. Even if we hired 3 people on this project, it would be a temporary job. It would be after the project's done, we'd have to lay them off again. So it's it's very difficult to hire someone like that with the experience and expertise on. This is a project that's federally funded, and it's not easy to administer this project because there's all these requirements, there's specialized knowledge. So I guess technically we could hire someone temporarily like that, but it'd be unlikely that somebody with that kind of knowledge would want a temporary job. So yes, when we get the budget for hiring someone permanent, I would be happy to do, and I would ask the council to do that, but at this point we don't have the budget to do that. These are grant funds, or temporary funds. We cannot hire someone on a temporary basis with this kind of expertise. The reason for this is that the project was initially scheduled for completion on February 6th, I believe, somewhere in that. The project was extended by 3 months for no reason of the contractors. It was the reasons because, like, for example, the utilities. We have AT&T, we have Spectrum Cable, we have others that still right now have not relocated yet their utilities. So our contractor has to delay his project on certain areas until he can get to those points in the project. And so therefore the project has been moved back 3 months. For those reasons and many others, we've added some components to the project that push the project back forward some. So that's where we stand on this.
Thank you. Questions for the council? Anybody make a motion to accept item 11?
Motion to approve item 11.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. 5-0 passed. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dale. Item 12, Mr. Hodge,
Yes, sir.
You've got a vacancy, and any recommendations on your part?
believe we
Mr.
have a
Mayor,
speaker.
I submitted a.
You have a,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Gonzalez?
My name is Javier Gonzalez, 237. I'm the captain for Kindergarten Neighborhood Watch. I've been involved since 1992, and we've got involved in politics because I wanted to do the right thing. My neighborhood was the worst in Calexico. You know, I've been stabbed, I've been beaten. But one thing, I was fired from the city as Parks and Recreation Director. It's just corruption everywhere. And now, you know that we got $8 million missing. I've served in every commission, and you can ask, since 92, if I lied or I protected somebody. No, I'm fair. When the 8 million when that thing was ongoing, Councilman Castro looked for me. He told me, I want you to be in the Finance Commission and find something, because they're accusing me. Find something, and I know you will take it to court. Well, I joined the Finance Commission. When I joined, nothing was being let go. For 18 months, Commissioner Kims left. I said, no, it's a waste of time. I stood there for 3 years taking the heat from Commissioner Ben Horton, Yolanda Cordero, and another commission. I told him, they're not presenting financial reports, they're not presenting minutes. What are you talking about? I was also a member of the Economic Development Commission, and I'll talk about that right now. Right? And I told him, and he said, no, nothing. So it's not personal. The other thing is that for a while, this man with his group of recall were after Mr. Bill Hodge. I was co-chair I was very helpful with Mr. Hodge's campaign. They went after me for that, these people. Why is it possible that he might get appointed to the Finance Commission? You'll know right now. And I'm very upset because It seems that we lost 8 million in 2010. We lost another million. It seems that they get rewarded. They get rewarded. They appointed him to the school finance commission too. So what's happening in Calexico? What's happening? Mr. Bill Hodge, you know this man went after you, and he went after us because we protected you. Mr. Mandy appointed me to the economic commission, and I told him, here is your commission. Why? I can't sit right there and have my chairperson lie up there. Programs that now don't exist. I didn't join politics for this, and I'm not here to make friends or that you be happy with me. That's not why people join. We just read the Pledge of Allegiance. I didn't read the Pledge of Allegiance. No, that I did read the person, the pastor who said righteousness. You do the right thing for the people. I know Mr. Figueroa. He's young. They're both. I think you have a new finance commission. They're both young. They need new commissioners, new ideas. Now, Mr. Figueroa, with his help, we won the first San Diego State Student Research Competition. We took both first place, the president award and the provost award for the New River. His help. He's a young man, but he doesn't need old people. What did Kennedy say? It is impossible for the world to be fixed with the skeptics who created the problems. It is just impossible.
15 seconds.
Yes, sir. I just want to say, Mr. Hodge, I don't know what's going to happen if you appoint this man, but we're gonna probably look into a recall because you said it yesterday. If I don't appoint him, he's got things on me. And I'll just say what Mr. Obrador said. El pueblo está cansado de tanta pinche tranza. Thank you.
Mr. Kim.
This is the first time I'm mentioning about the appointment of the Economic Development Commissioners. City of Calexico doesn't know how to find their own money. Remember the...
Mr. Kim, this is about an appointment.
Yes. I'm talking about the condition about the financing city.
No, we're talking about an appointment.
Yes, because I wasn't mentioning who's supposed to be appointed. Can I talk?
If it's going to be on the...
Yeah.
On the,
I'm just opening statements. I'm opening those things to understand the people.
Opening. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going there. Okay. A city of Calexico failed to showing the money to the community how much money we have on the water funds. They were saying $13 million, $17 million. Later on, consultant, they are the one found it, we have about $40 million. That's how city of Calexico does. And financial commissioners, if they don't have right tools, right information, they wouldn't be able to make the right decision for their own decision. They cannot watching it. So we need a person who knows the business, who knows the budget. They're supposed to be there. And I don't think someone who doesn't have a job, someone might have a loss of their business. They should be a little more active with the recent knowledge of the financial, bookkeeping, CPA, and those kind of people, they need to be there. And just politically to appointing and be cheerleader of the wrongdoing of the cities. We should have the economic development, especially we need to have someone ability to see through the budget. To if a city is something hiding or something not showing up or something doing good, they have to be able to mention it. Not politically gaining some position to get the contact. It shouldn't be there. I believe this is the first time I was mentioning of the commissioner. Mr. Hodge, you like the politics, you're gonna die by politics. Thank you.
What a way to go.
Anybody else
Mr.
for
Horton.
item number 12? Mr. Horton, and then followed by...
I feel good that I'm following certain people. It's like a badge of honor. Now we're talking about the commission, the Economic Financial Advisory, which I care for very much. I have even used my own expense, my own money, to serve on this commission. Mr. Kim, and I don't want to direct it at one particular person, when I was ready to give a report on the Economic and Financial Commission, I was denied the ability to give a report to this body. He denied me the right to do that. I was pulled off the agenda. We had somebody before Mr. Kim to get up there and said how the commission runs. And I see something from serving on the commission and serving this last part. We have a great team. Mr. Figueroa, Carla, I don't want to mispronounce the name. They help to move things forward in a secure, informed way. It has not been easy to be in this city, the city that I was born, the city that I love, the city that I care for. I'm willing to serve and to go beyond. And I say this to you, ladies and gentlemen, and council, let my performance speak for me, not my words. Words are very easy. But when you cannot change the performance of a person and what they have done and what they will do, their performance is what the past has been, what they will do for the present, and what the future will be. Judge me on that, please. I have heard a lot of points. If I was to come up here, I could probably be pointing names, throwing names, they did this, they did that. Does that help the city? I believe this, ladies and gentlemen. I would rather be part of the solution, not part of the problem. With that, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. Mr. Rieta.
Mayor, council, staff, and public, it's just like business as usual, again, in Calexico with the bashing of people back and forth. I think that Mr. Horton, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Kim, we have, let me just say that, and for the new council members, and I was there 4 years, one of the hardest things is to pick commissioners. Why? The list is short. You hardly have any people that want to be involved in these commissions. I mean, why is it always the same people? Because nobody else wants to help. If there was a list of 20 people, you could pick more. But I mean, just look at the people in this audience now. I mean, the reality is that, I would say, council, you guys might want to take a look at maybe working some other angle. Maybe, I know when I was there, we got rid of a lot of commissions. We had more commissions. We got rid of more than half, and even then, a lot of them don't have any backbone on them or work for that matter. But you guys might want to look at maybe taking away the commissions and you guys becoming subcommittees, just 2 council members for each committee or something like that to take away from staff that you don't have and things of that nature. But again, that's up to you guys. But I just want to say that we need to, Mr. Javier Gonzalez, Ben Horton, Kim, everybody. There's one thing that we negate to see, and that is that no matter how many differences we have, we're all on the Calexico team. And again, I applaud anybody for trying to help on any commission, and you guys do what you feel is right. Not because someone comes up here and wants to bash Mr. Horton, should that change the way you feel about who you want to appoint. If you feel that's the right person, just do what you got to do, and let's all be on the same team, all right? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rieta. Any other comments for item number 12 on this appointment? That's all. Mr. Hodge, it's on you now.
Yes.
Mr. Hodge is going to appoint an Economic Development Financial
Yes.
Advisory Commissioner. Step up to the plate, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Hodge.
Disappointed in the bashing. Sorry, Mr. Horton. Didn't know it was going to be so controversial. Mr. Horton, I have confidence in you. We've had many, many conversations. And real estate, you know how to read the budget. What I like about you is that you're very research-oriented. Coming from academia, that's something that's important to me. And I know we have another gentleman, Mr. Moreno, also, that is very research-oriented. Facts are important. So I believe you have the right tools. You and I are probably a senior citizen, but who's to say we do come up with new ideas. And I know you're controversial, and probably you rub some people the wrong way. Maybe you can work on that a little better, sir. But I do have faith in you, and you've worked in this commission before, and I have seen what you've tried to do and what you have accomplished. So I'm going to appoint Mr. Benjamin Horton on the Economic Development and Financial Advisory Commission, and let it go where it may go.
Thank you. Mr. Horton is appointed. Any future items for the future?
Yes.
Ms. Arriola? No. Mr.
I believe I have my appointment on the 20th, so I'll be ready by then.
Okay, nothing for the future agenda?
Well,
Items?
If you're gonna put on the agenda,
Like Mrs. Cota mentioned, we should take a look again at the cat policy because I think it is becoming a huge issue throughout the residential areas.
The cat policy, we do have an issue with those gatitos.
Stray cats,
We do have a,
feral cats.
we do have a,
Those, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
we have a policy written for that. We'll address it and look at it
Great.
again. We do have one. We made a new policy,
I have one.
but you know cats.
You know cats, but you know cat.
Mr. Romero, any comments for
That'll
future
be
items?
it. That was it, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, the recommendation from Councilman Romero from February 20th regarding a food truck ordinance, it's in the works. So I just want to update the council on that.
Appreciate it.
I have one.
Move for adjournment?
No, I have one.
One item?
Yeah, future agenda item. Something positive. Kudos to Sun Community. I did not know that they had been here since 1954. That's a long time. They're going to be celebrating their 65th anniversary, and they provide wonderful service for us as a credit union. And so I think it's important that we acknowledge businesses in our community. We celebrate their existence and their contributions. So I would like to suggest that we have a proclamation for Sun Community, and maybe we can have a little, they start in Calexico. Maybe we can have a little reception, nothing costly or nothing big, but at a particular point in time. I'll find out exactly when their anniversary is so it can coordinate well with our future meetings. Okay?
Thanks, sir.
That's it, sir.
No other items. We're going to adjourn. Thank you for showing up. Thank you.
And a deeba, that's all, folks.